Okay, welcome. Hello to everyone who is watching. We are so excited for tonight's little webinar conversation. We're joined with some of our ReikiCafe University students, some new faces, some faces you've probably seen before. We're super excited for today's chat. Let us know where you're watching from, how excited you are for tonight's conversation. We know it's in the evening, but if you have a special drink that you're having today, let us know all the things.
Beautiful. Super excited to be here with some of our students. So, yeah, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you can hear and see us okay. I always like to make sure the tech is working, especially since we're in Mercury retrograde. So please use the chat if you can. We did get some feedback that it was really hard to that not everyone could use the chat. So know that I'll be watching my Facebook Messenger. So if you're already connected with us, please feel free to message me there if you're not able to use the chat and YouTube, and we will figure that out. Hopefully by the next one. Thank you so much, Melissa. You can hear and see me. That's fantastic. I love it. And then I'm going to let Izzy kind of run the show this evening.
Yes, hello. And Melissa, so funny, rotating the mattress. Got to get the cleaning in where you can, right? Okay, we've got Melissa from Saskatchewan, Shannon from Minnesota. So much fun. Keep letting us know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions about being a student at ReikiCafe University. That's part of why we are gathered today, is to give you kind of an inside look into what it really looks like to be part of the ReikiCafe family, what it means to be in our courses, the kind of commitment it takes, the transformation you'll see, all of the things. So if there's a course that you've been wanting to join or a question that you have about what it really looks like to be a student, put it in the chat. Remember that we will be doing our giveaway for our scholarships. So if you want a chance to be entered in for a scholarship, comment in the chat box so we have your name, and at the end you'll be entered in for a drawing to win a scholarship to our Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training. So yay for that. So we'll go ahead and just dive right in. We have Chantel, Elena, and Bethany with us today, some of our amazing ReikiCafe students, and we may be joined by more as we go. But for now, I would love to just kind of start with a little introduction. I would love to know who you are, what brought you to ReikiCafe, and maybe a fun fact about you or what started you on your spiritual journey. So let's go ahead and start with Chantel. Chantel, do you want to give yourself a little introduction?
Yes. Hi, my name is Chantel. I have been doing Reiki now for about 3 years or so, is when I was kind of initially introduced to it. However, I've been doing chakra work or energy work anyways my whole life. It's just, but then when Reiki came around, I just knew that was something I needed to connect with. So I had a master teacher then, and then I started seeing Christine on Facebook, and I just right away, I was really connected with her energy. I was connected to her vibe, everything that she was saying, and it just drew me in. So I am a sign language interpreter by trade and been doing that for going on 25 years now. And so during the day, I'm interpreting, and by night, I'm doing Reiki, and by the weekends and everything. So very happy to be here. Do you want me to? Sorry.
No, that's perfect. Thank you so much, Chantel. Thank you for being here. Elena, do you want to give yourself a little intro?
Hi, my name is Elena, and I started my Reiki journey, I think it was about 2009. I got my level 1 and then eventually level 2, and I got my level 3 certification with Christine in Bozeman. And, you know, for a long time, I really felt like I was really struggling in fits and spurts, not really ever feeling like I was good at incorporating it into my regular life. And so when the Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training came up, and it just so happened it was a good time, I remember I told Christine at the time, actually, we had kind of that basic beginner interview. And I was like, I'm just here for me. I'm really interested in this. And I don't want to start a business or anything. So I don't know if this is a good fit, because it really seemed to be more tailored in some respects to business people, which I was not. And I felt a little worried that I might not have enough experience and all that kind of stuff. But it was just really ultimately one of the most transformative experiences of my life in such a positive way. And it's like now, basically exactly a year later, we started last January. Here it is, January, and I'm starting my own Reiki business. And yeah, and it's funny because I look back and I realize at the time it was, mostly just that I was too afraid to even admit to myself that that's what I wanted to do. And going through the class and working through all the things, it's really just come up that this is what I want to do more than anything. And so it's been a really wonderful journey, and I'm really excited to be here.
Beautiful. Thank you, Elena. We are so excited that you're with us tonight. And then we have our wonderful Bethany. Bethany, do you want to do your little intro?
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah. I'm Bethany. I'm a slow mover in the course. I've dropped the ball a lot, but it's been a really eye-opening course for me so far, even though I'm definitely behind, and I'm kind of been stuck at that sacral chakra because I just don't think I was ready to deal with the stuff I had to deal with there. But it's been so far, I'm really looking forward to finishing up the class and picking up my participation as well, and just trying to drag myself out of my little depression hole. But for the most part, I mean, I started Reiki in 2019, right? As soon as I heard about it, basically, I was like, oh my gosh, what's that? Like, I want to know it. And so I started getting certified, and I've gotten to the master level. I think I'm also having trouble incorporating it into my regular life, but I really want to, but I just keep stopping myself. But I'm getting through it. And I got my own little place that I'm sharing with another massage therapist now in downtown Springfield, Illinois. So now I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to bring in people and then incorporate all this too into my business. But self-esteem has to be there first, I guess. And I'm really struggling there.
Yeah. And I think that's why I'm really glad that you're all here on the call tonight, because you get to see glimpses of where people are at along their healing journey in that spectrum. And wherever you land, we're going to be here to support you. So even though you, Bethany, have just mentioned that it's been a struggle, and you've been in the coursework for 4 months, and we're still going, yes, we can do this. And we're going to be your cheerleaders and help you really identify those limiting beliefs so that you can move beyond them. And so you're at this beautiful crux point of like, we see your potential, and we get to hold that light for you. And we know that just walking this journey you're getting there. You're making those steps. Like you just said, like you've opened up your schedule to see clients. Like those steps are hard to take for a lot of us. And by just us having to walk with you, it's such an honor. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I would love to.
Like Christine said, notice that all of these students that are here tonight are part of our Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training. Chantel and Elena are both graduates, and Bethany is currently with us in the deep of the coursework. So like Christine said, you kind of get to see all of those different phases of what it really looks like at each step of the way through the coursework. So we're so excited to be able to share all of these experiences with you guys. We've got more people joining, which is so exciting, but I would love to just kind of start by exploring what is it that called you to Reiki Cafe in the first place? A couple of you have kind of touched on this, shared on this, but I would love to, in the same order that you kind of introduced yourself, I would love to just talk about what is it that really made Reiki Cafe a yes for you guys?
For me, the big yes was because when I started doing Reiki, I wasn't following or doing it exactly how my master teacher was teaching it. There was things that were coming through that when I would ask her and how she would interpret it, sometimes it just didn't resonate. I knew there was a deeper meaning to it, or I was tapping into something different than maybe she hadn't tapped into, or that, she wasn't guided or whatever with. But when I started listening to Christine, she was answering my questions within her webinars. And that's why I connected with her, and I was like, okay, let's talk. And at that time, I wasn't ready. So then we postponed it until the very next session, the next time, and then I got into it. So within that 7 months, I have developed, my skill set, my own personal healing and transformation has been remarkable for myself. I even to the point of teaching Reiki now. I'm there. Even today, I taught yesterday, I did my attunements today. My business is growing. I'm working with beautiful people, with all of you. And I just think that working on the shamanic realm and being able to journey and travel to these different, the spirit of the tree, the spirit of the ocean, that just all these different elements that we don't really get to experience. And so when we journey and within the coursework, and we're doing it in our cohort, our group, our class, and you're supported, and we get to express what our experience was. We get the support from both you and Christine. We get the support from the students in the class. And then on top of that, the Facebook and everything that we get, the group, the messaging, I love that, because even though I've already graduated, I'm still connected with all of those people. And, we message each other and share each other's lives. And I just think it's a very unique way to go through this journey. And it's not like you get your level 1, 2 and master, and then you're done and you don't see anybody anymore. This is really it hones in on a very deep level. And so I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I always just tell people that I think, we're going to talk about the transformations you guys have experienced in a little bit, but one of my favorite transformations that we see again and again and again in our courses is the transformation from the first call to the last call, where on the first call, you're with these new people, you're sharing your life story. There's kind of that little bit of fear there, because they're these strangers that you're now going to be connected with for the next 6 months in this really intense healing space. And by the end, you guys are crying because it's the last class and you're just all so connected. And it's you have this spiritual family that you now have access to forever. And like you said, you get that connection on Facebook, in the calls, on the messenger chat, all of these different ways to connect. And personally, I think that's maybe one of the most healing elements of the course, is that sense of community where you can bring your struggles and your successes and the things you're experiencing and have it be normal, have it be accepted and seen and heard and supported. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
I wanted to add to what Chantel said too. It definitely, Christine, and the way both Christine and Izzy and the whole Reiki Cafe University approach is it's teaching to be empowered. And so there isn't this everything fits in a box rigidity. It's very much finding the truth within yourself, finding the path of your own divine purpose, because all our gifts are different and our truth is our own. And so to really be taught that is just absolutely amazing. And it's something that I'm always really grateful for within the Reiki Cafe University, because it then overflows to everyone. that it all just kind of ends up being this really supportive group and helping each other and supporting each other. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to add that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Elena. Is that what drew you to Reiki Cafe in the first place, or was there something else that kind of made you say yes to joining this particular spiritual community?
I think, I knew Christine personally, and then, I had received my level 3, I think, from her in maybe it was 2011. It was a long time ago. And we actually moved out of the country, and there was a lot going on, but always I would get her email messages, and then there would be more and more as she grew the online community. I would see, the podcasts and the email flyers and different things. And for whatever reason, at one point I was like, oh, that looks so cool. Like, I want to know how to do that. And so it just was the right place at the right time.
We get that a lot with our students, that it was the right place at the right time. Beautiful. Bethany, do you have a share for that one? What kind of drew you to Reiki Cafe in the first place?
I'd have to say what drew me was I was watching a lot of your guys' podcasts, or listening, watching you guys have conversations back and forth. And ever since I learned about Reiki in the first place, I kind of learned about shamanism too. And I was like, I want to do that too. Like, I want to do everything. And then I came across the Shamanic Reiki, and I was like, that just feels perfect. And then I had my call with Christine, and it just felt nice to be able to talk to somebody about it and not feel like pushy, salesy call. So I really appreciated that too. But just it felt right. It felt right to throw myself into it.
Beautiful.
I love that. Like, I love getting on calls with people, because it feels like I'm right there with their energy. I'm trying to connect with them. I'm not trying to sell something. I'm trying to discover what's going to be best for you in this moment. And if it's this program, fantastic. If it's something else, I'm going to point you in that direction. And so thank you so much for saying that. Like, so if you're watching and you're like, oh, I haven't done my call yet, like, know that I'm not going to push you into a corner and make you say yes. It's very much this organic thing. And if it's the divine right timing, if it's the calling, that's what's going to get you to your yes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Something that we talk about a lot when we talk about healing is this idea of the empathetic witness, someone who can sit with you in what you're going through, and who can see you and witness you and acknowledge everything that you're going through, but still be able to kind of shine the light on where you could go next. And I think that's something that I see day in and day out from Christine, and hopefully that's something that you all see from Reiki Cafe University as a whole, is this ability to be exactly where you're at, wherever that is on your journey, whoever you are, wherever you are, however you are, and really be fully embraced and acknowledged and witnessed. And that's something that we try and hold true through all of our courses, because that can be so incredibly healing. Beautiful. So with that, you guys had that call, you knew that it was the right time, right place, right people, all of the things. And then you get into the course, and inevitably there was something like what Bethany's experiencing right now, where we hit solar plexus, right, is a big sticking point for a lot of us. And things kind of explode. A lot of times that kind of explosion of what some people would call shit hitting the fan is often what scares people away. So I would love for you guys to kind of speak to how it felt to be in the midst of that, and how it felt to be able to get through to the other side, and knowing that clearing that out was really that path to healing. If you guys want to share on that note, because I know it's something everybody here has experienced.
Yes, doing chakra work for sure is, I think in the beginning, I didn't realize how deep that was going to be. You hear it like, oh, we're going to do so many weeks per chakra, and we're going to dive in, and we're going to know all the things and learn all the things. And then the emotions hit and life hits. And then you're sitting there with your life going, oh my gosh, we have to process this. And I think really for me, it was having the support of the group and hearing that I wasn't the only one going through it, that others were going through kind of the same thing, you know? And then of course, having the instruction and the guidance, and we're just gonna like bust through this and it's gonna smooth out. And it does somehow. From the first week to the last week of the chakra, whatever one you're on, it does smooth out. It peaks up and then it smooths out. And then right before the next chakra hits, you're already in that alignment. You're already in that container. So it's almost like it flows, you know? And so for me, I have a busy life. A lot is always going on and a lot of changes and everything. And it's been okay, you know? And so when I come to class and everyone's like, we do like the round table, where's everyone at? Let's do our check-in. And then there's that support. We go through our journey and we do our lessons and everything. It really, in the end, it's we're really analyzing who we are. And at the same time, we get to show up authentically at the end of who we are. And that's a wonderful thing to gain, because if you're taking college classes, let's just use that, you might have this educational growth, but you're not necessarily getting a personal growth, you know? And so for me, I just really embraced that. And I'm applying it in all areas of my life. So it's a good thing. That stretch and challenge, you know, in the end, there is a light, it pulls you through. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you, Chantel.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was going to say, add 100% to what Chantel said. And it's like, I mean, my own personal healing was profound. And what I witnessed with the other students in my class was, I mean, it was just amazing. I was like Bethany, my point became, it was the sacral chakra. And it was just interesting because at the point where I was having the most resistance, I also ended up having surgery in that area. Like I just completely fell off, like almost that whole month. And, you know, the healing that you receive by doing all this self-care work and really digging deep. I mean, sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's sudden. I mean, I feel like each student hit a block at a different chakra, generally, like that big roadblock, like what Chantel was talking about. I think if I had one piece of advice for new students, it would just be to recognize it when your avoidance comes up, because it can come up like, I'm too busy, I've got all these things going on, this is just not going to work out. And you build these little subtle self-sabotaging behaviors to kind of keep yourself from going there. And I think recognizing that when it comes up and forgiving yourself and showing up to the group, because the group is going to support you with it, even if you fell behind a little bit or whatever. And then just be open, be vulnerable, and be willing to be the first one to jump in to the new thing, because it's just so worth it.
Absolutely. That was beautiful, Elena. Bethany, I know that you are, like we said, you are in the thick of it now, and you shared so beautifully earlier. So what I would love to know from you is what's keeping you moving forward, and how are you feeling supported by the course with where you are right now?
I'd have to say, I think it's continually doing the work, even though I haven't always been the best at showing up in class. I'm still doing the work outside of the course and trying to narrow down like what it is that I actually want, because I keep like big picturing everything and then I freeze and I'm like I don't know what to do first, so I don't do anything. So I keep stepping in my own way, and I've said that since the beginning. It's a pattern of mine that I've really noticed, that I self-sabotage often, like as much as I can. I'm really good at it. But I think just knowing that it's a blockage that I have to get through, and like this is the best way to go at it, is when I have a support system like this, where I don't feel like I'm being judged, or I can bring up crazy stuff and talk about it and everybody will laugh with me or be like, oh yeah, that's weird. But I'm rambling now. I think the biggest part for me was just realizing that I'm the problem for the most part for myself, and that I keep roadblocking myself and blocking myself from being the sea witch that I want to be, living by the sea. You know, like being that crazy person by the sea. That it's something stopping me, like I don't even know. I'm still working through that.
And you're
But
doing
that's what,
such a beautiful job. It's been really amazing to watch you, even from the start, coming in with such, I think courage is probably one of the words that I would associate with you the most, just because from the start, you've had so much presence and awareness of everything happening inside of you. And you've been so willing and courageous to be able to step into that. And it's been really amazing to watch you have a space where you can be open and share and feel like you are acknowledged in that space. So thank you for showing up and doing the work.
thanks for being there for me. Did I answer all the questions?
You did. Yeah, that was
Okay.
perfect. That was perfect. So now what I would love to know from you guys is, we've talked about the hard parts. We've talked about the things that sometimes feel scary and sticky, and those depths that we have to go to in order to be able to see that light. But what I would love to know now is what your biggest transformation has been, what your biggest takeaway from the course has been. How has it impacted your life? Those kinds of things where once you got through all of that, or even if you're still in it, those moments that made you go, yes, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. What have been your biggest transformations, ahas, or impacts from being part of the university?
I would have to say for me is my intuition. So I've had my intuition, my ability to see, my clair, to be able to see, to be able to tap into people's energy and all of that. But definitely since going on journeys, being trained how to do it, knowing how to open a circle, how to close a circle, to call in the directions, to be in a sacred space where you're protected and you can go and journey and still know and be cognizant of where you are within it, but knowing that space is protected, to be able to go where you go, see what you see, receive the messages, and then return. And to be able to take that experience and that wisdom and knowledge and take it into practice with my clients now, and to be able to connect with them and use that journey when I need to, when I'm doing Reiki, and to have these huge aha moments and connecting with them, and them going, wait a minute, I'm like seeing kind of, like the same thing. Like I just had a client and I'm like, I was seeing a triangle on the masculine side and a sphere on the feminine side. And so I'm explaining to him what I'm seeing. And at the end, I drew it. When I was done drawing it, he was like, let me show you my tattoo. And it was literally his tattoo. And I was like, wow, okay, and there's never like, even today, one of my students was saying, I love that you're still like so excited with all these new things. And I said, because it's just amazing to know this different world that's out there. And it's just, we just have to be open to it, just be open to the gifts and open to the journey and open to the people and the conversations, and to really just show up. And, like Elena was saying, just show up, because even on your hardest days and you don't want to go to class and you make yourself go, you will laugh, you will learn, you will feel secure, and you will feel supported. And that to me was one of the biggest takeaways, is always getting off the call, feeling like, even right now, I'm like, ooh, like if my hair could stand up, always just being able to leave with those, not just tidbits, but huge awareness and learning, and going, wow, that was just amazing. And so Reiki Cafe University does a really good job on creating that environment, and so I've just appreciated it, and I've taken multiple classes and courses and stuff with you guys, and so I've been like a long term for the last like over a year now, so it's been good stuff.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's such an amazing experience with the tattoo. I love that. That's the first time I've heard that story. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, what? Because I saw the two things. I'm like, you know what? I see it. Let me draw it. And really the only difference was that his had an eye in the center. But I had the two primary shapes, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. So
I love that. And I love that you exemplify like the journey never stops. Once you learn the structure of how to journey, you get to stay excited. You get to continuously stay excited because there's always another journey to do, right? There's always something you can dive in deeper, because once you have access to your guides and access to this tool of, like this morning, our class was a shamanic journey to the spirit of memory. Who knew what that was going to bring forward? And it was just profound. It was so amazing. And I learned and had such a deep, profound healing myself as the instructor by just going, yeah, I'm open to learning more. I'm open to learning more. I'm open to learning more. So it's not like, we're all learning together as part of it. And even though I've been in this for a really long time, it goes to show that the aha moments keep coming and coming and coming and coming. And that's why I love shamanic practices so much.
Absolutely. Elena, did you want to share?
Well, yeah, I was taking some notes while Chantel was talking, because I'm like, I don't even know what to pick is my biggest takeaway. But I mean, I think the intuitive gifts, the sense of being connected to my intuition in a really strong way has been really just, it's so empowering. And then that, along with this whole like giant toolbox of tools that we have, that we get through the course, and like all the things. And it's like, I'm like, as I do my work now, I'm like, okay, we're going to use this, we're going to use that. And it just comes naturally. And because it's incorporated over many months, you feel really comfortable with it. And some of the things resonate and some of the things don't, but I just feel like I have all this extra stuff that I can work with now. And then I think too, because of the inner work and just the approach at Reiki Cafe, I feel like such a bigger sense of peace. Like I'm not working through my life with the fear that I had before. And when I see it and I recognize it, I know better how to work through it and just come out the other side. And that sense of like peace and like life purpose has just been, it's just amazing. That's probably my biggest takeaway. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Elena.
Okay, are you ready for me?
Yes.
I'd say my biggest takeaway so far is that just being able to have the space to show up and be my weird little self and embrace my weird little self, even though I still struggle with it. I'm showing up more in my own life, not just on the calls when I do make it, not just on the calls and being my weird little self, but just like being weird out in public too, or giving my business cards out and not feeling like I'm like, here, take my card, like I don't feel like I'm harassing people. I'm like, hey, this is what I do. Here's my business card. So I've been more open about talking about myself and what I do without feeling like I'm like standing on a soapbox and being like, I'm so great, because I struggle with that. Like, where's the balance between like bragging about how excited I am to do the work that I do, And like, where's the line between that and being like, a stuffed peacock? So I was like, so I've just been struggling with that, but like showing up and being able to talk to you guys and know that like when I do a journey and I see literally a dung beetle playing a flute, that like I can change my perspective, like Christine and I talked about too. I don't know if you're on that call, Izzy, but we were talking about how like, like your perspective like just really matters. And like I keep having those big moments where I'm like, okay, I've said that for years, like your perspective matters, but I didn't believe it until I've gotten this course. And I didn't fully believe it. And I still like will step out from that and be like, life sucks sometimes. But then I step back in and I'll be like, okay, but my perspective can change on it. And what can I learn from it? So I think the biggest takeaway so far for me would be that I'm able to, instead of being reactive, step back and be like, well, why do I want to react that way? Instead of just being like, like having a fit or something, be like, why does that upset me so much? And like, what do I need to work on to not respond that way anymore? And like, and knowing that like people's reactions are about them and they're not about me. So like if I give some my card and they're like, ugh, I don't believe in energy work, I can be like, well, that's on you. That's your perspective. Like, I don't have to take it personally. So that's.
Yeah, absolutely. That sense of empowerment and that ability to stand in your truth is amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah. And just being able to be like, I'm magic.
Yes, you are magic. You are magic. And we love to see it. Absolutely.
And I've got too, like, I like all the constellations and all that stuff. So I'll walk around the house and I'll be like, Scorpio rising, bitch.
Yes.
Rising sign. And it's a way more powerful, like stepping into myself type of thing versus the meek, like withdrawn Virgo that I grew up as. Like I grew up really just like inside all the time, like never really putting myself out there. I didn't want to be seen. And now I'm going to the part where I want to be seen, but not because I'm like obnoxious, but I want to be seen for what I'm capable of. Yeah. And I think it's just going to keep getting better.
Thank you for sharing that, Bethany. Yeah, go ahead, Elena.
I just want to add too to what Bethany said at the beginning, where, we all have so much weird stuff that comes up, and the community of the class and the safety to be able to bring that up has been really nice. And even the continuing, the students that we've all stayed in touch, and things come up, weird things come up, strange things come up, like little conundrums, spiritual things. And, it just gets put out to the group because it's safe to do that and say, what do you think about this? How do you feel? Like, how should I react to this? Like, give me some feedback. And that's been really nice, to be able to be that vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for being willing to share your story and your journey here with Reiki Cafe. I'm sure that we will be having more of these student panels, more opportunities to share your experience. If anyone wants to get in contact with you all, everyone is in our Reiki Cafe community Facebook group, and we all love sharing and talking about our experiences. So let us know in the chat if you'd like to see more of these student panels, and if you have any lingering questions. But Christine is going to go ahead and tell us a little bit more about what the Shamanic Reiki Practitioner is and what is included. But thank you so much, ladies, for being here, showing up, doing the work, and sharing your light with everyone tonight. It's been a joy.
Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you all for being here and being part of Reiki Cafe community and our courses. And I can't wait to see your next phase of being a part of Reiki Cafe, your next aha moments, your next transformation, because it continues. So thank you so much for being a part of all of this. And now I'm just going to change the view a little bit. So I'm big. So For all of those who are watching, I'd love to invite you to go deeper with me in the Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training. It's designed for Reiki practitioners who are looking to balance their chakras, receive the gifts of their chakras, embody the self-transformation of your higher self, your empowered self, and in doing so, create these deep relationships with your spirit team. Learn how to shamanic journey for yourself and your clients, as well as offer these healings to others with chakra analysis and cord cutting and soul retrievals, and offer chakra meditations and shamanic meditations, as as you've probably seen from our podcast or other webinars, right? And then all the while, we're also offering business development support too, so that you can make the impact to your community that you desire. The Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training will help you go from a doubting empath to an empowered practitioner. This 6-month training is a step-by-step, easy-to-follow method to awaken your clear gifts, trust your intuition, create your offers, and sell them out with confidence. I cover things like how to shamanic journey to the different realms, how to offer hands-on and distance shamanic Reiki sessions that include chakra spinning, intrusive object removal, and cord cutting, how to use those shamanic tools and manifesting altars, and then how to sell your new skill sets with that business development support. So now I'm not going to pretend that I'm the only expert in the shamanic training world. There are plenty of shamanic training programs out there to help you develop the clairvoyance and connect with your guides. What makes our program special is that we're specifically supporting Reiki practitioners to teach you how to blend Reiki and the shamanic techniques. I recognize Reiki practitioner stumbling blocks in both confidence and business skills, and I figured out how to teach those skills, instill the confidence and the business know-how. I break it down with a clear methodology to support you go from that energy absorbing empath to clear boundary setting and confident, masterful practitioner that you desire to be. In the Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training, you'll get the pre-recorded videos organized by the 7 chakras, starting at root all the way up to crown. You'll receive the training videos, activating actions, guided meditations, and the workbooks, as well as receiving 2 live calls a week. Sometimes there are 3. And with the expectation that you make it to 1. We believe that if you can make it to 1 call a week, your progress is going to happen. So there are shamanic training calls and coaching calls and practicum calls and business support calls. But there's even more. We do have the Facebook group and the chat for accountability as well. Now, of course, I'm speaking about how wonderful this program is, and you just spent the last 30 minutes hearing all of our wonderful students and graduates talk about their experience. And so I just want you to know that our students love our program, and this isn't a rare thing for people to talk about our program. If you go over to our Shamanic Reiki Practitioner page, the website, you'll see even more testimonials there. Okay, so I would like to invite you to click on over to the website if you haven't done so already. There we have, and it has all of the details. We have numerous payment plans available, and we really want to make sure that it's the right fit for you. So the last cohort, we had 5 out of 9 students be able to pay off the remaining balance of their payment plan by 7 months. So we really honor that return on investment. Like, we believe that this is an investment opportunity, and that you get to say yes to you and yes to your healing, while you get to learn, embody, facilitate, and prosper. And therefore, we do have that business development support included, so that we go really deep into the embodiment work as well. So right now, go ahead and click on over to the website, fill out your application, book a call with me. But before you do that, we're going to do a drawing. Are you guys ready? Did I get everyone? So if you haven't commented yet, do so now. I'm just going to give you guys just a second. I think. Oh, Melissa, you asked how many students have taken the course over the years. So we started out this program as the Chakra Clairvoyant Coaching Certification, and it was 6-7 months long, and half of it was Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training, and half of it was coaching training. And that was where we started. And we started that program 2 years ago, and we did 2 rounds of Chakra Clairvoyant Coaching Certification. And we realized 1 year ago, you know what, we're not doing this justice. I have too much information that I want to include in the Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training. and I have too much I want to include in the coaching portion. So we broke that program apart. We took the 7-month program and split it apart so that we have a 6-month Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training and a 6-month Reiki Coaching Training. So we've done 2 rounds of Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training, 2 rounds of Shamanic or Chakra Clairvoyant Coaching certification. So it's been 2 years and 4 cohorts. And Bethany was in this last one that started in September. So, and before that, it was much more smaller, one-on-one, or like I started teaching shamanic journey work back about 5 years ago. Okay. So that's kind of the background of how we came to where we are. And Isabel would say that roughly estimate the number of students around 40 to 50 people. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Izzy. Okay. I've got one more person to put in our drawing.
And Melissa, I will add to that with our CCC cohorts and our SRPT cohorts. Of course, we have this new one coming in January. We also have our Reiki coaching programs and one-on-one trainings, like Christine said. So this 40 to 50 student mark is students who have taken shamanic work with us in a group setting. So it's not including one-on-ones. It's not including students who have taken different courses from us. That 40 to 50 is kind of a ballpark for students who have purely taken shamanic Reiki in one of our group courses.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Izzy, for sharing that. Like, I absolutely love the way we do it because our signature programs holds that container so that you can do that transformation work. And that's so important to us. And that's why we offer it again and again and again. We don't want to have huge amount of people in each of our students. If we had 50 per cohort, we wouldn't have the same effect. I would much rather teach each cohort 10, 15, 20 students versus these massive big courses that you can see online. Yeah, they might be cheaper, but they're getting a completely different experience, right? So with that, we're going to be doing a lovely little drawing for you. We're going to start out with a $500 scholarship. If you have commented anytime, or if you're watching on online and you can't get it, know that you can message me and I'm going to put your name in. I haven't seen any message. I had a couple of people who were like, I can't figure out how to comment. Looks like you guys figured it out. So thank you. So this first one's going to be for $500 scholarship for the Shamanic Reiki Practitioner Training. Drum roll, please. And we have Jamie Oldfield, $500. Woohoo! Okay, we're going to do another one. We're going to do another $500 scholarship. Making sure I got all of these beautiful pieces of paper. I'm catching myself here. I'll put this up here. AJ Tobin. Okay. And we have Melissa. Well, congratulations. So 3 $500 scholarships went out today. Woohoo, woohoo. Super excited. I'm just going to write those down so I don't forget.
And this is just a little reminder that our early bird pricing does end tomorrow night. So if you want the best price plus your scholarship, put in your application before tonight, before tomorrow. And for those of you who did not earn a scholarship today and want the chance, feel free to come back, come join us on Wednesday. We'll be doing another drawing for another round of scholarships.
Okay, I'm just feeling called. I got to do one more for 250. Okay, 250 goes to Divine Magic, whoever you are, Divine Magic LLC. Connect with me. You've got a $250 scholarship.
Yay, beautiful, so exciting. Oh, that's so funny. She actually just commented that she'll be back. No need to come back. You earned one here. Fantastic. energy alignment for the win. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So excited to be able to offer these scholarships, offer you guys an opportunity to show you that the universe is pulling for you to be in this course, showing you that the alignment is there, that the energy is there. We're so excited to be connecting with you all. Whether you received a scholarship or are just applying on your own tonight, we cannot wait to be connecting with you, learning with you, growing with you, all of the things.
So be sure to fill out that application so I can connect your YouTube name to the application. And that way we can start making those connections. So be sure to head on over to the website and fill out that application, make your connect calls. Tomorrow is our last day for early bird. And that's going to be tomorrow evening. Like when I go to bed, early bird is done. So be sure to connect with me, reach out. And I would love, love, love to have those conversations, answer any further questions, and get you enrolled. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight. And we will see you on Wednesday for the next live chat.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yay. Yes. So much